Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. Payeni is also alleged to have exposed Ebony's family that they were also responsible for what they wanted to do to Olorinami. Remember early last week when they said that Olorinami and the Ooni of Ife has had an oath, and Payeni was saying that he was seeing blood, that the blood meant that Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi took an oath, that people should forget about this thing that they are saying Queen Naomi is the chosen one, that nobody chose Queen Naomi, that what, Payeni was saying was the oath that they took. I don't know if you follow that story up. If you have not followed it, the story is still there. And they say in the tradition of Ile-Ife, it is an abomination for a king to take an oath with anybody, a blood oath. So basically, what Payeni was trying to do last week was to create confusion so that the full moon ceremony will not take place. But right now, they are saying that Payeni has also disclosed, that it was Ebony's family who also came again to pay him to tell that lies to cause confusion. They knew that the lie was not going to hold, but they just wanted the full moon ceremony to pass. With the way they do full moon ceremonies, once the full moon, even if it is 1 minute to the full moon, or a moon takes a new positioning or a new position, whatever it is needed for will not be necessary again. As we are hearing, sources close to the palace and traditionalist circle have revealed that Ebony's family allegedly staged a private ritual, consultation with a controversial group of Babalawos, traditional priests known for their willingness to bend spiritual truth for a price. Their goal was to rewrite Queen Naomi's divine calling and reduce her place in the Ooni of Ife story to nothing more than a blood oath, a personal pact between her and the Ooni of Ife rather than a true spiritual selection by the gods. This attempt, according to insiders, was meant to discredit Queen Naomi's past role as the wife and everything that they have said, including Iyanifa, where people have continuously insisted or said that Queen Naomi has, a divine calling, that she was chosen by the gods, that they were meant to reduce that influence, within the space of Ile-Ife, let people stop to see her from that light. That was what they were trying to do. And if that narrative had gone on, we all are aware that the full moon ritual that took place wouldn't have taken place, because there would have been so much controversy in the palace, because the Ooni of Ife had do's and don'ts. And if the issue had not been taken care of, it would have been a whole lot of problems. What makes this manipulation so scandalous is that Ebony's family went as far as paying these, people, to conduct the stage public divination in the stage performance, that thing Baba was doing last week, where he said he was seeing blood, that yes, he actually saw blood, but the rest of it was nonsense. Now, the blood that they are talking about was the blood that all other Babalawos were seeing, the blood from the fact that Queen Naomi was pure when she came into the palace. I will not go into that for the sake of respect. They said several traditionalists have spoken in their quiet moments, saying that the gods cannot be mocked, that any attempt to twist the voice of the oracle for personal gains is a spiritual abomination. According to them, the consequences of such action is what has befallen Payeni, because we heard that Payeni, as a day before yesterday, Payeni was so sick. Like, of course, 92 is fair enough in a world where right now, of course, life expectancy has really dropped, but of course they said that Payeni started becoming sick after all of those lies that he was paid to tell against Olori Naomi and all of that. And so what Payeni has done during this time, they said he confessed about a lot of things that have transpired in the palace, not just the blood oath that he was paid to lie against, but other things that they have done to Olori Naomi that shouldn't be. Payeni apologized and stated that anybody who is close to Naomi should, ask Naomi for forgiveness for him. They say elders are shocked, and Ooni of Ife himself is so unhappy over what has happened. So Ebony's family have been into this the entire time because the entire time people were thinking this has got to do with rivalry, just Ebony and Olori Naomi. That's why a lot of people didn't take it personal. Please, if you're hearing that sound, the renovation is still ongoing. I don't know when they are going to finish. Oh, this is becoming worrisome, but that is what is going on. The study's exposure could make the beginning of a harsh reckoning, okay? Could mark the beginning of a harsh reckoning with the palace walls murmur. As you know, murmurs are growing even louder. There's a growing sense of unrest, not just from the Ooni of Ife spiritual advisor, but also from elders who have watched this event unfold with deep disappointment. These elders are reportedly urging the Ooni of Ife to do something, do whatever he needs to do to ensure that all of these lies will stop once and for all. They will lie against Queen Naomi, they will lie against a lot of people. Like this Iyai Tunu situation has really caused a lot of people heartache. What actually happened for a woman who has contributed, a woman who has sacrificed so much? How could you do this because of greed? They said Ebony has been so disgraced over what has been going on that this exposure has really put her in a place where she wasn't supposed to be. If you notice, in the last couple of months, she's been from one problem or the other, one problem to the other. And they said it was even because of her son. When she had her son, she thought that everything that she ever needed from the Ooni of Ife was done and dusted. She thought that whatever she brought on the table, Ooni of Ife was just going to take it and swallow it hook, line, and sinker. But with the growing influence of Queen Naomi, everything is not going the way that Ebony had thought it would go, because Queen Naomi is doing everything to place scrutiny on the mind of Ooni of Ife, for Ooni of Ife to begin to do what he needs to do as king, to bring justice, to bring equity to his people. And they said it is because of Queen Naomi's growing influence in the palace, in the scheme of decision, that is making this Olori so scared, because they know that by the time Queen Naomi takes her proper place again in the palace, that they will not even have anywhere to hide, because a lot of things will be exposed. And an example of what it is this drama that has unfolded between Ebony and Iyai Tunu. They now understand that should Naomi return back to the palace, things will not be the same again. And that is why they have continued to fight Olori Naomi. The kind of shame that Ebony's family has been exposed to, very serious shame over what has been going on. Going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.